everyone. Welcome back. We are here at RangerStop and Pop in Atlanta, and we are so excited here at the Moana podcast to have the awesome Dwayne Cameron here with us today. Uh, yes, he is actually has been a part of multiple Power Ranger properties, um, and one of the things that Dana and I found last night as we were talking was that you're originally from New Zealand.
That's right.
So kia ora.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kia ora, that's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like our podcast, we talk with a lot of indigenous
Nice.
creators and
Yep.
creatives.
Yep.
And I have a friend of mine who's originally from New
Oh, wow,
Zealand, so I
fantastic.
was like, that's awesome.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
So yeah, it's great to have you here with us.
Yep.
Can you tell us how you got your start with the Rangers?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it started out with an audition for Dino Thunder, and I auditioned. I think that was 2004,
Okay.
and I auditioned for a role called Derek in the episode Bully for Ethan,
Okay.
and I wasn't. No one likes a bully,
Yeah.
so I was a bit hesitant, like, do I want to play a bully? But it had kind of a good story arc, and it kind of put me in the zone for Power Rangers. So I did that role, and then that basically led the next year to my audition for SPD. Yeah, and I played Drew Harrington in SPD, and another bad guy, and a kind of like alien creature, and Sky's best friend. And then that ultimately led to the role of Tyson, the Mercury Ranger, in Operation Overdrive. So it was like a step this, where I played two guys, two aliens, and one Power Ranger.
Ah, that's very
Yeah,
cool.
and I'd also just like add to like I really like how you incorporate the indigenous side of things, because like I'm actually part Maori myself on my mother's side.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, and so I'm from my mother is Ngā Tahu tribe in New Zealand, which originates from the South Island of New Zealand. I'm very proud of my heritage. Yeah.
I love it. Oh,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
like we definitely need to have you on for a full interview.
Yeah.
I would like to know more about the different minorities.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Now you've done a lot of different roles,
Mhm.
and you talked briefly right then.
Mhm.
Do you have a preference when you're doing roles like a villain or a good guy?
Well, here's a little actor's secret, but it's not that much of a secret. Is everyone life's not easy. You have your
Yeah.
challenges, and sometimes you need to kind of purge some stuff. You know what I'm saying? So like playing a villain allows you to like live out that stuff sometimes. So it's a lot more fun
Yeah.
because you can feel more kind of visceral in that character playing. I've played numerous bad guys.
Yeah.
And if you watch any movies with really great villain actors like, say, Gary Oldman or Daniel Day-Lewis,
Yeah.
you can really, you can see the like veins popping in their throat, because they're like right into that process. But the truth is, the good characters are often much harder to play because it's hard to explain. It's just a different process, and tapping into that nobility. It's not hard to tap into the nobility, but it's just like a finer energy. Playing a heroic character always feels more nuanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot more still, a lot more calmer, a lot more kind of deeper presence. With the bad guys, you can just be like a wrecking ball personality. You can be like a tornado. So it's like they're just very different things. But I prefer both. I enjoy both equally. Both are fun. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. Yep.
Now, of course, when you are auditioning for these roles,
Yeah.
what has been the craziest thing that they've asked you to do for a role?
For a role or for an audition?
Either one.
I don't know why, but I just thought of this. I've been in the industry over 20 years. I've worked a lot, and I just remember I was going through this process of like there was some really cheesy auditions,
Yes.
and I was younger as when I was starting out, and I thought I want deeper roles. Like I've been through a lot in life, and I can bring a lot of heart and energy and spirit to characters. And I literally went into an audition, and it was something like canned beef, and they basically had to. They looked at me like a piece of meat, and they were literally like, there's just this moment. I'll never forget that audition. It was like changing me. Like I was like, you're literally like walking, talking meat. So what I mean by that is actors like to give a lot of their personality and a lot of their energy and depth. And so there's a lot of different layers. And but I just remember that was like an audition that changed me, where I was like, man, I was young, like a teenager. I was like 16 years old. But I thought when I become an adult actor, I want to portray things that are just that what comes from the heart goes to the heart.
Yeah.
You want to play a full human being. You want to play a deep character. You want to give the audience something that they connect to and that they feel. I like uplifting roles. I like to inspire people. So yeah. But I've done, like thousands of auditions. So
Wow.
it's hard, but for some reason that one popped in. Yeah.
Well, of course, being from New Zealand, and then, of course, as you mentioned about being really connected to your roots and culture, has there been like roles that you desire, like being like, kind of like The Rock or
Yeah.
Jason Momoa
Yeah.
of your industry representing New Zealand?
Yeah, like definitely. Like when I saw, I've seen the Rock reference, his heritage and his roots, and
Yeah.
many of his films and his discussions and all of his social media,
Yes.
and absolutely, you feel that it's trying to find a place inside the industry where that can breathe and grow roots.
Yes.
And there's a lot more content of that coming out, and a lot of great directors like our own Taika Waititi, where you can bring that forward into the industry. And I think that's a real blessing because it really shows the diversity and the full spectrum of the world and our full population, especially our indigenous cultures. So I do have a yearning for that, and I do kind of there was a scene in Power Rangers even where I had to like cast a spell and shoot this energy into the ground. And I remember kind of being in my green room in my trailer and kind of like getting into like not like a haka,
Yeah.
but like using that energy, that indigenous
Yeah.
energy, and something like kind of channeled that into that scene.
Yeah.
So you do tap into that when you're working sometimes. But in terms of storytelling, yeah, I'd like to see more of that, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, oh yeah,
Awesome.
yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Now, is there any upcoming roles or things that we could be looking forward to seeing you in? That I know with the pandemic it's affected a lot of
Yeah.
filming, but anything that you can disclose, or even personal projects that you may have going on that our viewers would like to definitely, and our Ranger Stop and Pop viewers would like to follow you on.
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, I had a few films stand up pandemic, during the pandemic that we were able to shoot, but obviously, like everybody has been challenged by the pandemic. So some of those didn't go ahead, and they were exciting projects. But there are new projects coming. Got multiple projects in different stages of development. I've got my own short film. It's a proof of concept. It's like I don't want to give too much away. It's called June. It's a short film that I've written, directed, produced, and starred in. There's an incredible team behind it. Shot it in New Zealand. Yeah, and it's a really I worked a long time on it, and it's like my baby. It's like a work of art. It's very precious to me, and that's coming out very very soon. It's called June, like June, not like Dune.
Yeah.
Don't get those mixed up.
Yeah.
But feel free to tag both.
So, will we be able to find it on like Netflix, Amazon?
We're literally right in the middle of releasing it at festivals, so we're in the very early stages.
Okay.
So just keep an eye out on that. Keep an eye out on my social media. I've just started kind of like opening the doors to that last week.
Okay.
And so keep an eye out on my social media, Dwayne Cameron Official on Instagram and Dwayne Cameron Official on Facebook. And I'll be rolling that out in the coming months as we are entering into festivals. It's going to be exciting, visually stunning, rich. Like I said before, a story of the heart. Yeah, for the people, you guys.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna ask. I saw that you in 2013 you released "Holding the Sun," and you won the New Zealand Best Award, and you were invited to Canes Festival.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that project?
Yeah, so that project was a dear project. Whenever I do a personal project, I like to do something personal. It was about losing my father as a boy, but it wasn't. Yeah, but it wasn't a tragic story. It was an uplifting story.
Yeah.
Because we all go through loss, and I wanted to tell a story about how I found my way forward in life, and turn those, turn that all into a positive thing, and try to, got to dive deep and find the strength and the hope and the courage to make a good life for yourself. And my personal journey, I wanted to tell that story.
Yeah.
So that was very dear to me, and that did very well. It played in Cannes. It was it was at the New Zealand Film Awards, nominated for Best Short Film and Best Production Design. I was very proud of that. And then now we've got this new film out June, and that's basically a few years later, but it's another poignant personal story. We've got a brilliant team. We've got Weta Digital, who help do the visual effects. That's the company down in New Zealand. They did like all Lord of the Rings and a lot of the Marvel films. So very, very, very lucky, and a big shout out to Weta Digital, and thank you Joe Lettieri and everybody who helped us down there. I've got a brilliant cinematographer, Adam Clark, and he like 4 films for Taika Waititi. Yeah, so so I got a very, very talented team, and I'm very grateful to everyone who helped me out in that. And I'm looking forward to showing everybody that short film very soon. So keep an eye out. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what I'm hearing is that Dana and I need to come on the road. We need to visit New Zealand.
Yeah. We totally, absolutely. And I think I'm getting the vibe that you both really love New Zealand. It's it's a stunning country.
Yeah, we love exploring different cultures from a music perspective, cultural history, like all of that. It is so untouched, and it's a shame that we don't get to see it more in mainstream.
Yeah.
But we're grateful for people like you who have the passion to create these projects. And put them out, for the world to enjoy.
Yeah, I think when you get a lot of energy from the land you're around, you know, and New Zealand has that vibe, and it's you don't have to go far to find that magic.
Yeah.
So I'm very lucky to live there. I also live in the United States as well, so I get the best of both worlds. So yeah, but if you can, you should both go down there. It's worth the 12-hour flight. It is really have some snacks, watch some movies on the plane, and you'll wake up in stunning New Zealand, and you'll be able to tour around the country. It's stunning.
Yeah, we're very familiar with the long flights because both Dana and I are really from Hawaii.
Oh,
so,
right.
Yeah.
Right.
And like that connection between the New Zealand and Hawaiian cultures is really awesome.
And I think you'd find a connection too, like being so kind of primal volcanic island of Hawaii.
Yes.
You'd find that in New Zealand, like in Auckland alone, there's like 51 volcanoes.
Wow.
Yeah, small volcanoes, not giant ones like the ones in Hawaii. But there's a couple of big ones too, like Rangitoto, and so I think you'd feel a connection from Hawaii to New Zealand, like the same kind of vibe. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, thank you so much, Dwayne. We don't want to take up too much of your time, but we had this is just amazing. So thank you for being here at RangerStop and Pop, for interacting and engaging with your fans. We know it's a difficult time, and little events like this just does so much for the fans who love you and love you.
Thank you so much, and big shout out to you all, and thanks for watching, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Alrighty,
All right.
Thanks guys.
Bye.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back at 3:00. So be ready for that one.
Mighty Morphin when I'm touring, so put me on a poster. Trying to take over the planet like Rita Repulsa. Gold skin, yellow ranger, ain't no need for comparing. So I represent for Trini like Nakia and Karen. Assault machine, the Megazord, the metaphors. To settle scores like taking doors or mega fours. Competitors, you wanna call me Alpha Pride, but they can't cause their fans are boxed like Alpha 5. Like War Z, I ain't the type to provoke and pull. Other MCs, comic relief like Broken Skull. Carry tradition like it was made from ancient scrolls. A kid with attitude like I came from Angel Grove. The dinosaur inside, my spirit you're sure to find. It's morphin' time, transform when I perform a rhyme. About that action, so when I get on, I'ma pop. And I'ma do my own stunts like Johnny, I'm Bosch. What? Mighty Morphin when I'm touring, so put me on the poster. Trying to take over the planet like Rita Repulsa. Gold skin, yellow ranger, ain't no need for comparing. So I represent for Trini like Nakia and Karen. Assault machine, the Megazord, the metaphors. To settle scores like taking doors or mega fours. Competitors, they wanna call me Alpha Pride, but they can't cause their fans are bots like Alpha 5. Like War Z, I ain't the type to provoke and pull other MCs, comic relief like Broken Skull. Carry tradition like it was made from ancient scrolls. A kid with attitude like I came from Angel Grove. The dinosaur inside, my spirit you're sure to find. It's morphin' time, transform a knob, perform a rhyme. About that action, so when I get on, I'ma pop. And I'ma do my own stunts like Johnny, I'm Bosch. What?